Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to be talking about an audiobook that I recently finished. And this audiobook is called Damaged. This is a book 2 in the series of the Library System Reset. This is a great second book to this series, and I am very excited to share it with you. And also, book 3's audiobook cover has been released, and it's probably not just the audiobook but the physical book's cover. So it's been released, and it has been said by the author that it's going to be coming soon to pre-order on Audible. But yeah, it's just super exciting. So let's go ahead and talk about book 2 of this series. So some details on this audiobook. It is by Katie Hanna, narrated by Andrea Parsnow, and the length of this audiobook is 16 hours and 33 minutes. So a good chunk of time with the lovely Andrea Parsnow and her narrating amazing talent. So with this series, I'm going to go and hopefully not spoil things, but if you're watching this, then I hope you have seen the first video in the series that I've done on this book series. So if you haven't, go watch that video. But yeah, so in this series, Quinn is a person living on Earth that got pulled into the Library of Everywhere, and they need a librarian, and she fits the bill. So she is now the librarian for the Library of Everywhere, and now she has to restart the whole library. She has to clear things up, get books checked in, and fix parts of the library and clear out clogs and chaos magic and creatures that don't belong in certain places. So she's doing all the things mainly in book 1. In book 2, she's still doing these things, just a little less, more taken care of, and it's exciting to see the library starting to come into its former glory. So that's a little bit of what's going on in the second book. Quinn is getting more handle on her powers and the understanding of the library and what's daily functions and all that good stuff. If you want a summary from the author for book 2, I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video so you can go to the Audible page, listen to the book 2 sample, and read the summary from the author. But let's go ahead and actually jump into the pros and cons for this audiobook. Again, with these videos that I do on audiobook reviews, or anytime I review anything, is trying to save you time, money, and in this case, credit as well, if you are looking to spend a credit on a new series or to see if you want to continue in this series. So again, I like to start with the pros. First pro is I love this universe. The Library of Everywhere is it's not cozy, but it just feels like, you always want to be wrapped up within a book in this series. And that the fact that you're listening, in this case, listening to the audiobook, you're just kind of like, I don't know, want to grab another book for some reason, just like hold them like, ah. But again, I just love the universe. I love the library system and how it deals with chaotic magic and how it just wants to grow in information and see others experience the library's knowledge. Next is Quinn coming into her own powers. In the first book, you didn't really get to see too much of what Quinn could do. You could see how she could learn stuff and use her powers, but in the second book, she really starts coming into her powers on her own, and you just see how she's kind of getting into the groove of things, so much so that people in the other characters in this series are just kind of like awestruck, like, whoa, damn, like, that's the librarian for you, like, she's throwing it down. But there's more behind Quinn and her powers and how her grasp of them is becoming more and more easy for her to understand and to use her abilities. So yeah. Next is the library adventures. I just love seeing the okay, this needs to get taken care of. Let's go and do this thing. Oh, we need to go get a book. Let's go travel to this distant land, fight some monsters, traverse the different species, cultures, and all that, and then get the book and get the heck out of there and return it to the library. So I just love to see the library adventures when it's within the library, and then it's outside the library where they have to travel. Next is the twists that are introduced into this book 2. Like I was saying a little bit before, Quinn coming into her powers, there's a little bit more that is told about that and why she's able to, have such a smooth control over her powers at times. And so the twists that information reveals about Quinn and some things about the library in this book 2 is just kind of like, oh, it just gets more interesting, and you feel like you want to get more invested in this series and want to know more about what's going on. So yeah, love the twists definitely that book 2 presents. Next is the just the whole vibe of the book. Again, like I was saying, like you're listening to this about a place of the library of everywhere, and you're in a library, gaining knowledge, understanding things, looking to grow and expand your mind. And it's just, I don't know, for me, it's nostalgic because I just love libraries and places where you go to learn and to expand and understand what you're really absorbing information wise. So yeah, just love the feel of the universe. So yeah. And let's see. Getting to enjoy to see how the library is getting back to its former glory. Like in the first book, you just kind of got to see how the library was starting back up. But in the second book, you start to get glimpses of like what the library was before it kind of took its downward spiral and being what it wasn't in the past. But now in this second book, you get to kind of see where it's like, oh, it's getting more interesting, and oh, this is how just the library used to work, and just to see how it's coming together. I'm excited for book 3 to see just more of that and what the library and its capabilities. There is a academy wing, and I really want to get to the point in the book where I start seeing like some of the academy opening up and students coming in to learn and to grow their knowledge base at the Library of Everywhere's Academy. I can't wait for that. But yeah, so those were the pros. Let's go ahead and walk into the cons for this book. And again, I'm really biased. I really like this series, but I just want to try to pull out some things that people might not like. And if they're already kind of wavy for the first book and this is something that could help them maybe save some time, again, I would really love to people to get into this series, but if it's not for them, it's just not for them. Don't yuck somebody's yum, and just if someone's not enjoying themselves, then just go find another series. But if you are enjoying this series, then I'm glad for that. So some of the cons. One of the cons is Quinn is a little grating at times, and definitely in the first book she is just a little bit like it's more in the first book than the second. The second she's starting to smooth out. Actually, more characters in the book are calling her on her like snappiness and not helpful like aggression towards other characters, and that it was kind of nice to see characters being like, hey, check yourself, don't work yourself. And she just takes that into stride. It's like, okay, fine. Like I see that I might have not wanted to butt off that person's head. And it's nice to see that development, but still, there are just points where Quinn's just a little abrasive in the series. But I think that's just kind of her character. So if you're not really liking Quinn's character, then I don't know how you got through book 1. But yeah, that's just one of the things. So let's see. Next is this is a story just about getting the library ready. And if you're not enjoying how the library is starting to start up, it doesn't change in the book two. The book two isn't like the library is fully functional, we're back to full power, and now we get to move on to something different. Now you're still going through, and the library is still just getting it's getting a lot better in book two, but it's not like fully functional. So if you're not enjoying this storyline of getting the library up and running, then again, that's maybe something that you won't like in continued in book two. And let's see, last but not least, again, I feel like I'm pulling straws with some of the cons, but this is just something that I could see someone not really enjoying. But again, this isn't much of an action series. If you could see, this is about the Library of Everywhere. Now, Quinn is getting more BA every book. She's definitely more BA in the second book than the first. And there's just some scenes where it's like, yeah, go Quinn, get in there. But it's still nothing like Primal Hunter, Azarinth Healer, or He Who Fights with Monsters, or any of those, like, I don't know, more aggressive, like, let's take it to the enemy in force and anything like that. But I really like the series because it's not solely just fighting. It's more of like making sure everything runs smoothly and a little bit of fighting. But yeah, if you're someone that likes a lot of action in their books with fighting and combativeness, then this is probably not the one for you. There is definitely, I can see more and more that this series is like getting as it continues along, that I could see more scenes of combat and Quinn just being more BA. But yeah, if it's not too much in this book or maybe in this series. But again, that's something that I don't think this series is focusing on, is combat. There's definitely elements of it, and I enjoy that, but I also enjoy like everything else that's going on. And if you're not enjoying everything else that's going on, you just want kind of more of like a Primal Hunter, like constantly battling and just only a little bit of side of like academics, but mainly we just want to fight, then yeah, this might not be the series for you, which is sad because it's a great series. And I really enjoyed this book too of the series. So yeah, this is my thoughts on Damaged, a magical library lit RPG adventure, book 2 of the Library System Reset. I think it's great, and I think if you enjoyed the first book, you will definitely enjoy the second. And if you didn't enjoy the first, and everything I've been saying is just things that you didn't like about the first book, the second book's probably not going to be for you, and ending up this might just be a series that you just want to skip out on, which is sad. But again, I wouldn't want anyone to spend their time on something that they don't like. And again, every book is not for everybody. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on the series. Let me know in the comments of what audiobooks you're currently listening to, or just physical copies if you want to go that way. But I'm excited. Again, I was saying at the beginning of this video, book 3's cover art has been revealed, and that it's going to be available for pre-order soon. But I haven't, as of the time of this video, at the time of this recording, I have not seen the ability to pre-order for the third book in this series. But I will have a link to the second book in this video's description for this second book in the series. So yes, without further ado, I'll let you go, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Toodles!